Brodgeball dismantled by Philip Clement and the sports science wonder team. Welcome back to Fog Football. A lot of happy bears out there, but there is a noticeable absentee. Jambo Bear. Where's Jambo Bear? People might think he's actually happy at this result. It was the worst result possible for Jambo Bear. I'll let you know. Jambo Bear, 115 smackarunos put on Celtic at 21 to 20, or was it 19 to 20? I'm not too sure. It might have been 21 to 20. He's done. He's defeated. He's like Brendan Rodgers, man. There'll be no cigars tonight. The cigars are simply for big Philip Clement tonight as Rangers defeated Celtic 3-0 in the New Year derby. I'm feeling severely under the weather. I tell you what, guys, if this was a 3-0 defeat, I don't know if I could have brought myself to talk about it for the second time today because I'm honestly on the ropes. But yeah, Rangers phenomenal today. It's just it is frustrating. You know, it's like why wasn't this done against St Mirren? Why wasn't this done against Motherwell? Well, I'll let you in the wee secret because sports science. You know, you picked the right team today with what you had, right? Because the defence, obviously, there's things you would change in the defence. But saying that, Yilmaz played right back and was absolutely outstanding, right? Yefty, left back, outstanding. Proper and Sterling, albeit they weren't overly tested, but I thought Sterling dealt with Kyogo brilliantly, and then he dealt with Adea when he came on brilliantly. And we always talk about it, midfields. That is where old firms are won and lost, folks. Absolutely. And that is where Rangers won this one. I thought in the cup final they did really well in the midfield, but the mistakes in the midfield led to goals. In this game, Raskin, who was captain today, I thought was absolutely immense. Fantastic job marshalling that midfield as captain. Barami sticking to Cal McGregor. For Yanis Hadji was unreal. Tierney runs in behind. Really warranted a goal today. Did Flockhart Tierney hit the post and bar, which is, you know, in an old firm game, how many times can we say over the years that one of our players has actually hit the post and bar and not scored? So it shows you it was a good day. I believe it was 24 shots to 4. I think it's like the second most shots Celtic have ever faced since Opta stats began about 2014. So that's what it should be. I mean, Kelly had 18 shots against them back in November. If Kelly can have 18 shots against Celtic, that's what we need. This needs to be the regular occurrence, man. It shouldn't need to happen at Ibrox either. This should be happening at Hampden and it should be happening at Parkhead. But to a player, man, Rangers were just better in every department. And this is just one of those results that Celtic fans will just have to hold their hands up and like dust themselves down and accept, hold the L. You know, only 2 defeats across the calendar year of 2024. I believe Dortmund and Hearts. And now already, 1 game into 2025, they've lost 1. Again, nowhere near panic stations for Celtic. The league is still over. Do I still want Philip Clement gone from Rangers Football Club? Let's get into the review and then we'll discuss that at the end. But Celtic immediately almost scored with Kyogo. Yilmaz gets caught sleeping. Kyogo gets it trapped with Yilmaz. It was a bit of a mess, but managed to deal with it. But then Rangers, 3 different shots for Barami here in about the space of 5 seconds. Van David Dozie, Nico Raskin drives forward. We flick to Yanis Hadji. Bang, bottom right hand corner. Kasper Schmeichel beat. Good night. I think Schmeichel will be kicking himself about this one, even though I think it is a fantastic finish from Hadji. It was one of those. I think he's seen it late and he couldn't get down quick enough. But here, fantastic goal nonetheless. Tierney makes a run, cuts in. Liam Scales, who had an absolute shocker. It's funny because me and Jambo Bear, we sit here and we defend Liam Scales quite a lot for Celtic fans. No, maybe there's a reason. Maybe it's Agent Scales, but yeah, there's no defending. Liam Scales was utter diabolical. Tierney though hits the crossbar via the deflection. Few incidents I guess we could talk about here. Some shirt pulling at a corner. The Nico Raskin incident with McGregor. Raskin's come out and said after the game you have to book us both, but the referees realised that he's on a yellow and therefore can't do it, and that's pretty much what happened there. But again, I'm not going to agree about decisions. But Rangers, they're dominating this first half, wasting chances though. A few elbows to talk about. Yefty on Kuhn, Johnson elbowing Yanis Hadji. Both were with a yellow, but Johnson, I believe, didn't pick up a yellow for his, so is what it is. Hadji gets fouled before a shot. Chris Sutton greeting about this. I mean, you can clearly see the Hadji gets wiped out before he takes the shot, and that's why the shot's so shit. And something was like, oh, Yanis Hadji, he'll be ashamed for that effort, sort of thing. It's like, hold on, mate, he got wiped out. Mate, I'm nobody's mate. Anyway, Carter Vickers blocks a great pass for Barami. Carter Vickers was holding that Celtic defence together, wasn't he? He really, really was, and it just shows you when a team don't give Celtic, time to pass it round and just make that killer pass. Carter Vickers is so crucial at the back for Celtic. But see, when you lay off Celtic, it's easy enough for like defenders to pass around. You can tell the difference between Carter Vickers and the rest of the Celtic, centre backs when you watch him in a game like this. Kelly saves Hatate's shot. Pretty much the only effort the Celtic had on goal the entire game. We go into half time. Kyogo gets an offside goal. It's offside, there's no complaints here. Good finish for Kyogo though. Tierney then hits the post, thought it was in, but it might have just been off. 2-0 via Robin Proper. Tap in via corner. Igamani misses a decent opportunity to make the pass to Barami. And again, he needs to get them in. He needs to cut them out of his game. He needs to be making the most of his final product that is kind of going out the window recently. Danilo makes it 3-0. Engels gets hit by a coin. You don't want to see it at all, regardless of the scoreline. And Rangers end up winning the game. It was 3 going on 5, 6, 7. One of those days for Celtic. I'm not going to sit here and say this is a turnaround period, but if Philip Clement was to ever have a future at Rangers Football Club, he needed to win the day, and he needed to win in some sort of style. And yeah, I'll admit, man, I still want him gone. That's not being negative. It's just, it can't take you to the 7th attempt to get it right against Celtic. You know what I mean? And what's stopping them from, not winning the next 7 again, then winning in his 14th game? There's no guarantee. We need consistency. The league's done. There's a Scottish Cup up for grabs. We can still do well in Europe. It'll be interesting to see what Philip Clement can actually do with this Rangers team, because I think that today's buyed him to the end of the season, by the way. All we've got to do is try and win every game this season and see where that leaves us. But what we've got to do initially is turn the away form around. If we can turn the away form around, you can build on that. But honestly, guys, as great as this is, and trust me, I am buzzing seeing people in meltdowns at the other side of the city. I mean, people actually are. I don't know how they could be, but they are. Not everyone, but there are. I'm happy. I'm a happy man, but I can't help but feel we should be down at 6, but I get it. I mean, there is the argument to be had. Well, if it was at 9 or 14, Celtic's mentality could have been different. Ours could have been different. For me, yeah, it's bittersweet. It's fantastic, but it's still bittersweet. And we'll have to see what Big Phil can do. For me, I would get rid of him, but they're not getting rid of him. This is bottom to the end of the season. He needs to start winning games, especially those away games. Let's see what he can do. But Dundee away, Hibs away up next. 2 tough games. I'm intrigued to see what Rangers can do. But anyway, folks, Happy New Year.